Hi guys, it's Jean and I am back. I just finished the video, the general one for this week of May 22nd. But I really wanted to do this one for anybody that might be feeling stress, frustration, anxiety, worry about any sort of new endeavors, new careers, new projects, anything of that sort, anything entrepreneurial, or even if you're like choosing a new major in school, anything that you're not entirely certain about, just to help give you a little bit of peace of mind. It's a spread that I just used and I absolutely loved it. It's a SWOT spread. And for those of you that are familiar with SWOT, it stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's used heavily in the business world to do like analysis on, potential ventures, just to help you get a better idea of what you're looking at. And that way, this coming week, if that's anything that's on your mind, on your plate, you can go into it having a little bit more comfort. I used this spread earlier in the week for myself, and it was pretty awesome. I have my bloodstone gems here. I love them. They're like this really dark forest green. They really help with courage. Okay. And again, I don't read upside down cards. I just flip them the right side up. And what I'm doing is I have it laid out the way that I learned SWOT in school, actually. So it's kind of like in 4 quadrants. The upper left is the strengths. The bottom left is weaknesses. Upper right quadrant would be opportunities, and the bottom right quadrant would be threats. Some people, when you're actually doing a SWOT analysis, like to change the threats to challenges, and it works fine for business, I guess. But doing the tarot spread, I found that it kind of made a little bit more sense when I just kept it as a threat. And then maybe I will do an extra clarifying card for each one. I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot, okay, for the clarifying cards. And again, this is for the week beginning on May 22nd. Shuffle. And I always cut the deck a certain way. It's just how I was taught, or how I've seen people cut the deck, and then it kind of just became habit for me. It's just how I like to do it. Okay, so here we go. So keep in mind, this is focusing in any ventures, anything that you have going on this week. So strengths. And I got the 4 of chalices. So it's kind of funny because this card usually speaks to like boredom, or kind of being unexcited or unhappy with what you currently have, like the status quo. But as far as this goes as a strength, I kind of want to say what this means is that kind of like the situation. You're familiar with it. Even though it's not exciting anymore, you know what's going on, and that's why it's a strength. Okay? And the clarifying card is the 3 of Wands. And in this card, the person is standing out, watching the ships coming in. This card usually means like that you were responsible for making all these things happen. That you were able to like make this project kind of come together. You had to manage a lot of different people. You had to coordinate a lot of different resources, and it's a successful operation. So as far as the strengths go, basically it's like you know what you're doing, you know what you have going on. Yeah, maybe you don't love the status quo, but you're familiar with it and you know what's going on. You know the ins and outs. And I feel like pretty much anybody could come to you and ask you what's going on, and you can give them details. You can explain everything that's going on. And the clarifying card kind of supports it because maybe you're not bored because maybe you are at a point right now where you are waiting for the ships to come in. That's a strength because it means that things are on an upward trajectory, okay? So that's a strength. Weakness. Weakness is a victory. This is usually, it's a Six of Wands, if you can see it. And this card is usually a card of like a job well done, being congratulated, and everybody's really happy because you pulled off this wonderful feat. And the clarifying card is the Eight of Wands. So weaknesses, I kind of want to say that like maybe you recently had something come to a close, or maybe you just got noticed that things are, even though it's ending on a really good note, like good job, job well done, that project is over and done with. Something is coming to a close, and it closed on a good foot, in a good light. You did a great job, and you just got news of that. But maybe it's a weakness because that's not what you wanted, or you're not really sure where to go from here, or now, maybe you finished a contract and you did a great job, but maybe they don't need you anymore. So that's the weakness for any sort of current things that you might have going on this week. Opportunities, a King of Pentacles, and the clarifying card, I don't know if you can see that with the glare, it's the High Priestess. Okay, so these are really great cards for opportunities. So this card could either be someone that you know, or it could also be your own like personal energy, your own essence. This is, yes, it's a masculine energy, and it could be a woman's energy also. We all have masculine and feminine energy. So what this means is maybe you're going to have the opportunity to show that you have the ability to be the King of Pentacles. Maybe you're going to have the opportunity to use your intuition, be the priestess, use your subtle knowing, use that confidence to be this confident person that can get things done. All right? The King of Pentacles is a very practical energy, down to earth, knows how to get things done, make things happen, can take like an idea or something that's kind of more abstract and get the wheels going, set everything in motion. And clearly will be very prosperous from it. You see those little money bags there? Yeah, as well as this giant pentacle. Yeah, very prosperous person because this person is confident, has a good head on their shoulders, and knows what they're doing. And others come to this person for assistance. So you could very well have an opportunity this week to show that you've got what it takes to be the King of Pentacles, or this person could be coming into your life this week to assist with any projects or business ventures or opportunities that you might want to get going and get off the ground. Again, don't forget the clarifying card for that is the High Priestess. Again, this could also indicate that you have that intuitive knowledge that a lot of great business people usually have. But, you don't really study about that in school. We all have intuition. It's just when you let your ego get in front of the intuition, right? So use that intuition. Be confident in that you know what you need to do to get your stuff going. A lot of times, like when you're starting off in a new venture, say you decided to apply to grad school, right? Or you want to change your major, or You're deciding to quit your job, if it makes sense, and start a new career. People might be like, why are you doing it? It doesn't make sense. But you know what? Like, for you, deep down, you're confident in who you are and what you want to do because it makes sense to you, because you're listening to your gut. Okay? So, like, embody the high priestess energy and be the king of pentacles. Or if the king of pentacles shows up, listen to your gut. Don't assume that everybody wants to take what you have. Sometimes people just naturally, want to help. Threats. The crone. Now, I don't want to scare anybody. When I say threats, it doesn't necessarily mean like this person's going to try and stab you, literally or figuratively. It is kind of like a challenge, but this could be the fact that like you've been there, you've done that, and speaking from my own experience, you could tend to be like, I'm really experienced, we've tried that before, or I've gone down that road before, and it just doesn't work. So this is normally the strength card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So when is strength a threat? When it comes from outside and when it comes from inside. More often than not, though, like this card, the strength card, is all about internal strength, right? Inner strength. So this is a threat. Maybe you are too strong in your opinions in this particular endeavor. Or maybe you need a different kind of strength. The strength card usually talks to inner strength as opposed to physical strength. Maybe you need to be a little bit physically strong to do whatever it is that you're doing. But I think the overall gist is don't let your experience and knowledge prevent you from trying something again. Because just because it didn't work in the past doesn't mean it might not work now. Situations change, people change, energies change, right? And I know from my own personal experience, something might not have worked once, twice, 3 times, and I will be frustrated and say, it's not going to work again. I don't want to waste my time. But someone else will say, come on, let's just try it. You try it, and boom, it works. Again, threat. This is a clarifying card, the 5 of Wands. This usually speaks to like a lot of different people with different energies going in different directions, and it's trying to get everybody on the same page. If it's not about actual people, it could be an internal conflict about what you want to do. I know a lot of people that tend to have 5 or 6 different projects going at the same time, like a book, a new company, pitching a presentation to another company. Just what this is saying is like, don't spread yourself too thin, right? This is making sense now. Don't overestimate your strength, because if you spread yourself too thin, you could end up not having enough energy for any one particular venture. You could end up being, a jack of all trades, master of none, or something might slip through the cracks because you were thinking that you could handle it all because you've done so in the past, and instead you're not able to get all these 5 different ventures or projects or ideas, off the ground and going. Okay, I hope that was clear for everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to say so in the comments below, and I'd be happy to explain or clarify. Okay, I hope you found this reading helpful, and have a great week.